Okay, so what are we looking at here? Well, if you said that, oh, this isn't this the quadratic formula, well, then that's excellent. Okay, that means that you're up to speed. Well, maybe somewhat up to speed on your algebra. And let me give you a happy face for knowing that this is in fact the quadratic formula. Okay, very, very important for those of you that are studying algebra. So you definitely need to understand this formula. But what I'm talking about here, okay, is an error that a good majority of people make, right? I don't know if it's exactly 75%, but a lot of people, a lot of math students make this error. Now, they'll initially make it, and even the best of math students can still make this error if they lose focus, but a lot of students make this particular error, and it's easy to make. Okay, now just because you've made an error, what you want to do is learn from that error and not make that mistake again. So there's some confusion that goes on when we're working with formulas like this, and I'm going to get into this in here in 1 second. Very, very important that you pay attention to this video if you're studying algebra, you're working with formulas, etc., because I'm going to highlight something that a good majority of people do confuse. Okay, and if you confuse this, you're going to get the wrong answer. So I'm going to get into this precisely what I'm going to talk about here in a second. But first, let me quickly introduce myself. My name is John. I'm the founder of TabletClass Math. I'm also a middle and high school math teacher. And over several years, I've constructed what I like to believe is one of the best online math help programs there is. Of course, I'll let you be the judge of that. If you're interested, you can check out my math help program by following the link in the description of this video. But basically, I have 100 plus different math courses ranging from pre-algebra through pre-calculus and a ton of test prep math courses. So if you're studying for something like the GED, SAT, ACT, GRE, GMAT, I can go on and on and on. There's a ton of different exams people study for, teacher certification, college placement. You kind of get the idea. I have courses on those, and I also have a great homeschool program. So I cover a wide variety of math needs. Obviously, help those of you who are having a tough time in your current math courses. Now, I'm a huge believer in taking great math notes. I've seen this over decades of teaching mathematics. So, you got to take great math notes to be successful in mathematics. You can use my notes in the meantime if your notes are not where they need to be. You can find the links to all this stuff in the description of this video. All right, let's get into this error. And again, I don't know if it's exactly 75%, but I've been teaching mathematics for decades. I've probably graded 100 million different homework, tests, quizzes. You get, well, maybe not 100 million. You get the idea. It's a lot, right? And when you go through this much, any math teacher, any teacher who's been teaching for a long, long time, you see trends, okay? And you try to like warn students, hey, don't make this mistake because people typically confuse this. All right, let's get into what I'm talking about. So here's a little simple problem. It says evaluate negative x cubed minus x squared for x equals -1. So pretty simple problem. Let's see what you can come up with. Okay, let's just test your knowledge right now. Go ahead and evaluate this and let's figure out what the answer is. Now, I'm going to do this, but I really want to encourage you to pause video and knock this out. If you know what you're doing, you can get the answer here in about 45 seconds. Okay, probably less than that. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and show you what to do, and I'm going to start highlighting here the potential for making some errors, and then I'm going to get into this quadratic formula here as an example where students really make this error. So here I got to do what? Well, I have this -1, and I have a negative here. So I have to ask myself, do I write it this way? I need to evaluate. Well, basically, let me just kind of make sure you understand this word. Evaluate means take this variable, okay, we're talking about x here, right, and replace it for -1. Okay, so replace all the x's with -1 and then to simplify that down into one number. So if you weren't sure what this evaluate means, that's what this means. So I can write it this way, all right, -1 cubed minus, so I already got a negative here, 1 squared. All right, so is that the setup? Well, I'm asking you, is this the way we need to set this up to figure this out? Well, some of you out there might be like, that looks pretty good. I'm not sure yet. Okay, so hold on to that thought. Now, there's another way we could set this up. We could set this up this way. We can go negative of a -1 cubed. Whoops, that's a terrible 3. I could do a little bit better than that. Okay, so negative of -1 cubed minus -1 squared. All right, so which is a better way to kind of set this problem up? This way or this way? Okay. So I'm telling you right now, a ton of students would be like, "Oh, no, no, this is the correct setup because, this has all these negatives right here for, I don't need to write it because there's a -1 there." And for whatever reason, this confuses students. Now, I'm sure I probably made this error. I don't remember way back in good old 1980s and 70s when I was studying this stuff. I'm sure I made this error because trends, continue, all right? And students 20, 30 years from now are probably going to make the same mistake. It's just something that's naturally kind of confusing initially, all right? Maybe to some students. But as soon as you know what not to do, then you can stay out of trouble. So here, this is incorrect. Let me just get to the problem. This is not right. This is correct right here, okay? Anytime you're plugging in values for variables, you want to use parentheses as a general rule of thumb, okay? You cannot go wrong, and this is especially important when you're dealing with negative numbers, okay? So here, this is negative of whatever x is equal to, okay? So x is equal to a -1. So this is negative of a -1 cubed, right? Minus a -1 squared. Now, let's talk about another mistake. So let's say some of you out there are like, oh yeah, no, this is the way I set it up. Okay, perfect, okay? Now here is another mistake. So another people will be like, oh, got a negative times a negative, that's a +1 cubed. Negative times a negative, that's a +1 squared, like this. And this is wrong right here, okay? Remember the order of operations. I have to do powers before I do multiplications. And this negative, like this, negative of a -1, this right here is technically multiplication, all right? That's like a -1 times -1. So I got to do powers first, all right, and then I deal with this thing last. So I know I'm kind of painstakingly highlighting, the details of this problem, but this is where students make a lot of mistakes. All right, so what's -1 cubed? All right, let's figure that out over here. So -1 cubed is the same thing as -1 times -1 times -1. So negative times negative, positive times negative, we get a -1. So -1 cubed, this whole thing is -1. So this is equal to -1. That's our answer. -1 cubed is, and what this is saying is find the opposite of -1. All right, minus what's -1 squared? That's going to be -1 times -1. That's a +1. Okay. All right, so we're almost there. So now I have the opposite of a -1, or negative times a negative is a +1, minus 1 is equal to 0. All right, so that is the answer. And again, this can be confusing. All right, there's a lot of kind of little moving parts and details going on. So a lot of students make these little arithmetic mistakes, or they forget the order of operations. But the main idea, what I really want to highlight here, is anytime you're plugging in for a variable, okay, evaluating, you want to use parentheses, okay, to encapsulate the value you're plugging in. You cannot go wrong with that. So now let's take a look at our quadratic equation. And I'm not even going to do this whole problem. I'm just going to kind of set it up here for a second, right? Now, if students really didn't learn this, how to evaluate correctly, then they'll make a ton of mistakes with something like this, where this is a formula and we're doing the same thing. When you use the quadratic formula, you're really evaluating this formula. We're plugging in values for these variables and then we're going to figure it out. So let's take a look here. Here is our nice, lovely quadratic equation. It's equal to 0. Just in case you didn't know, the leading coefficient here, this number in front of the x squared, is a. Okay, that's what a is equal to. So a is equal to 3. This number, the middle one, is b. B is equal to -5. And then our just number right here is c. Okay, that's equal to 1. So the idea is we're going to plug in a, b, c into this formula and simplify, and we'll get the solution. So we have here negative b. Okay, now what is b? Okay, b is equal to -5. So a lot of students would just write -5. They're like, oh, it already has a negative there for me. How awesome. I just need to plug in a -5. Now imagine if a student wrote that -5 right there. Okay, that is totally incorrect. Okay, b is -5. It's negative of a -5. All right, so you can see here, if you're confused, you're already going to get the problem wrong. Okay, now This is a real one, again, just through the decades, not years, not months, not days, decades of teaching mathematics, looking at mathematics. When students get problems wrong, let's say on a quadratic equation, this is a typical sore spot. I'm like, yeah, they're making this mistake. You got to pay attention to your teacher, and you got to model this, and hopefully your teacher is stressing, these mechanics. All right, so here. Again, we have b squared, so that would be what? That would be negative 5 squared. Use parentheses. Now in here, I have this minus sign, okay? So this is 4, all right, times a, which is 3, times c, which is 1, okay? So I'm not going to solve this whole thing. This, video is not about the quadratic formula. Of course, I have a ton of videos on the quadratic formula, and I've highlighted this mistake, but it goes beyond just the quadratic formula. Any formula, okay, where you're evaluating values, whether it's positive, negative numbers, it doesn't make a difference. You want to use parentheses, okay? So let's just go ahead and at least set this up to be fair, okay, for those of you that might have want to seen this. Let me go to scroll up here a bit. Okay, so the setup would be this. X is equal to minus b, so that's negative 5. Okay, minus a negative 5 plus or minus the square root. Give yourself a lot of room when you're doing this. B squared is negative 5 squared minus 4 times a is 3 times c is 1 all over 2 times a, which is 2 times 3. Okay, now a little suggestion here for those of you that are studying the quadratic formula currently, or when you do encounter it, okay, or any formula, anytime you set something up by plugging in your values, the first thing you do is you double check. This will save you a lot of errors. So you look at the formula, you look at the values, look at the formula, look at what you did, you look at the formula, you look at the values, you double, triple check, and you just make sure that you plugged in everything correctly. You're like, okay, no, this looks good. All right, this is correct. I got the values right. Just don't go off to the races here, because even strong math students, I've seen this a ton of times. They'll just plug in their values one time, and guess what? They'll make a little mistake. They put the wrong number in the wrong place, and the math is perfect. It's beautiful, but they get the wrong answer because they have the wrong values plugged in. So don't start this until you double, triple check that you got everything set up, and then you go off and use your knowledge of the order of operations, et cetera, to get your lovely solutions to this problem. Okay, now that's a separate video. Again, if you want to learn how to work with the quadratic formula, just check out my videos in my algebra playlist. Or better yet, if you just want to master math in general, if you're an algebra course, algebra 2 course, whatever course you might be in, I got that course, and you'll learn not just this, but everything else as well. All right, so again, a ton of students make this error. Now, some of those students out of this good majority of students that initially make this error figure out, pretty quickly, because they have this expression when they see their grades. They're like, oh, I don't want that. I better learn. And that's the way to do things. It's okay to make an error, right? That's part of the learning process. But what you don't want to do is continue to make the same error over and over again. Okay, that's not learning. That's just repeating. That's not being focused. All right, and math is a game of focus for sure. All right, so hopefully this video has highlighted this, and maybe if you've been making this mistake, don't feel bad about it. The whole idea is for you to correct it and improve. And if that is the case, please consider smashing that like button. And if you're new to my YouTube channel, please consider subscribing. Been on YouTube for 10 plus years, have over 1,000 videos, basic to advanced mathematics. My goal is to teach math in a clear and understandable way. And if that is the case, then that's excellent, because I have a ton of content there for you. I make these videos for you to learn from them, to benefit from them. So that's my passion, and I'll make new content all the time. But my best math help will be within my math help program. Okay, so with that being said, I definitely wish you all the best in your mathematics journeys. Thank you for your time, and have a great day.